You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
If you L-O-V-E me, take me by the hand and show me, put a ring on it and let me flaunt it. Show me things I ain't never seen before, then give me all I need and more. Don't give another man space to take your place, and I'll show you that my love for you is here to stay. I'll be true and I'll be yours forever. Hey baby, if you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me, love me. Oh, tell me I'm beautiful and treat me like your queen. You love me. Just wine and dine and show me all the finer things. You love me. I can make your wildest dreams come true. You love me. Don't give another man the space to take your place. You love me. And I'll show you that my love for you is here to stay. You love me. I'll be true and I'll be yours forever. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. 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 I've waited long enough, waited long for your love. This is what I need, and I need it now. I'll give you all I got, all that I have, but only if you love me. Hey baby, you know it's not that hard. I'm pretty simple, I'd like to think. If you L-O-V-E love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. Hey, give it to me, baby. L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. Love me, me. I need you to love me. If you L-O-V-E you to love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. You L-O-V-E love me. If you L-O-V-E me, 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 love me.
I can't believe, 'cause it's all but just a dream. Tell me it's not fantasy that you're here with me. How can this be? Baby, it's you. No one makes me feel the way you do. Saving all my love for only you. Boy, you know it's true.
records used to sound like.
Hey there, thought I'd call just to see how you were doing.
Hello.
Oh, felt the need to let you know that you were on my mind. Is everything okay? Is there something you should tell me? Let me know, talk it out. I'm sure we can agree. I will always be around. I will never let you down. Girl, you know I'll be right here. The simple steps that we take, this true love will never break. Girl, you know I'll be right here. By the way, let me ask, are you still with him? Oh, I do my best to get you back. That's just how it's been. Is everything okay? Is there something you should tell me? Come on and tell me. Just let me know, talk it out. I'm sure we can agree. I will always be around. I will never let you down. Girl, you know I'll be right here. I'll be right here, baby. Simple steps that we take. This true love will never break. Girl, you know I'll be right here. Well, I will always be around. I will never let you down. Girl, you know I'll be right here. Simple steps that we take. This true love will never break. Girl, you know I'll be right here. Well, ooh, baby, na. I'll be your ride, country road. Yeah, I'll be your daddy. You will be my baby girl. Ooh, yeah. I will always be around. I will never let you down. Girl, you know I'll be right here. I will always be right here. Simple steps that we take. This true love will never break. Come on, girl, you know I'll be right here. Always here. I will always be around. I will never let you down. No. Girl, you know I'll be right here. Simple steps that we take. This true love will never break. Girl, you know I'll be right here. Oh, baby, yeah. I will always be around. I will never let you down. Girl, you know I'll be right here. I will always be right here. Simple steps that we take. This true love will never break. Just call girl, you know I'll be right here. I will always be around.
Yo, what's up? This is Johnny B, and it gives me great pleasure to be doing this track with one of my biggest influences, a young man from Jamaica, Queens, New York. His name is Mr. Tom Brown. down. Tom Brown.
me up tonight and don't be late. with you, babe, all I think about is ways that I can please you. Oh. You are the one, you're my priority, and this I'm gonna prove. I'll do anything to keep a smile on your face. There's no debating, true love is give and take, no more hesitating. Yeah.
That you can feel way down on your insides. It's the kind of love with purposeful intention, the kind you need in your life. I'll do anything to keep a smile on your face. There's no debating, true love is give and take. There's no hesitating. Don't be afraid, no. To love with your intention. I got good intention. Ooh, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Be good to me. I'll be good to you. Everything will be okay. Everything will be right. Get it right. You got to give it right. express it when you love someone. Especially if you're broken and you need some love. Yeah.
Should you just walk away and live to love another day? Or should you try to hold on and build your love until it's strong? Cause you feel like you're at home.
If you decide that you're gonna stay, if you decide just to walk away, I'm gonna love on you anyway. It's alright. And if you decide that the pain is strong and it's too hard to keep holding on, my love is gonna be to the bone. It's alright, yeah. How can you suppress it when you need someone? Especially if that person is a special one. If you know she's a special one.
And your heart wants to stay, cause love it don't just walk away. But it's so hard, so say less. Cause love is always just a test. I'm gonna do what I think is best.
If you decide that you're gonna stay, if you decide just to walk away, I'm gonna love on you anyway. It's alright. And if you decide that the pain is strong and it's too hard to keep holding on, my love is gonna be to the bone. It's alright. If you decide that you're gonna stay, if you decide just to walk away, cause I'm gonna love on you anyway. It's alright. If you decide that the pain is strong and it's too hard to keep holding on, my love is gonna be to the bone. It's alright, yeah. It's alright.
Is it day or night? I can't seem to tell anymore. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, what is this feeling that I'm feeling? A condition I can't ignore. No, everywhere I turn, it seems to hang on. Ooh, and everything I do, it seems to hang on. No, there's no mistaking that I can't shake my love on you. No, I can't go nowhere. I can't be the same. No, I don't know my name. I can't understand just why. Ooh, you got me feeling like I'm running from my shadow every day. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, I know it's crazy, but loving you is just something I can't escape. Ooh, no, 'cause everywhere I turn, it seems to hang on. Ooh, everything I do, it seems to hang on. I can't keep myself from wanting and needing you. Oh, no, I can't go nowhere. I can't seem to go nowhere.
got to be like homemade, don't they?
Oh yeah. At least they float.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend so far, and just happy that you are here with us today to help us, bring in some great artists and things like that. I hope you enjoyed all that great music that we playing for the last half hour. And but anyway, I want everybody to help me welcome our special music guest today. Mr. Darryl Evan Jones is in the house, y'all. Welcome.
Yeah, welcome there.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, man. How you doing, brother? I'm glad you're here.
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me. It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. So
yeah,
good to be back.
Awesome. Well, I know that since the last time you were here on the show, like I said, it's been a few years ago, but you really have been busy doing a lot of great things, and I always have kind of followed, try to keep up with your progression on your music and stuff, and but this new project, congratulations to you, because you just had the official release yesterday. And,
yes, thank you.
And it's just awesome. The Resilient, man. It's just, man, tell us a little bit about this new project, man, because it's awesome.
Thank you. Resilient is, as they all have been, a labor of love. But Resilient, man, that was a hard mountain to climb. It's by title, close cousin to the previous project, Relentless. Yes. And these are two attributes that I believe in very, very strongly.
Yes.
You've got to be relentless if there's something you want, especially if it's something that's off the beaten path. It's not the normal thing. You got to be relentless, but you've also got to be resilient, because you're going to get beat up, knocked down, and kicked aside a lot. So it's easy to give up, walk away. Not that I didn't think about doing it from time to time. So the title Resilient, that I latched onto that, and when we made the title track, I wasn't quite prepared, but the title track, by the way, when I got with my producer, there are about 4 different producers on the album, but for that track, the first thing he said to me when he heard my song idea was, he said, "Oh yeah, that's cool." He said, "But that sounds too churchy. No, we ain't doing that." So when it came to the chorus, I said, "But look, I still want some church in it though." So we put our brains together, and when that thing came out, my goodness, did he did his thing. So I'm happy.
Awesome. Well,
you said put some church in it. I like that.
Yeah.
So was the recording at home?
The flute was on every single song on the album, was recorded right here in this room.
Oh, wow.
Every song. All right. Thank God for technology. I've learned so much over the years. I had recorded flute in my house before, but one of my best friends of all, he's down in Texas right now, Wayne Garrett, and he used to mix for all these different people and even play keys with them and everything. He's a real techie guy too. So not only was he one of the producers on my first album, he advised me on all the gear and stuff that I needed for my home studio. So I followed everything he said and recorded it here, and I had to learn the program and stuff, of course, but did everything right here and then sent it off to my various producers. And you guys know this kind of stuff. The only producer I ever saw was, ironically, the producer of Resilient. I never saw anybody else.
Interesting.
I love the way that works, because you can just work with just anybody.
Yes.
And that the advantage of that is just limitless, limitless.
Yeah.
I have the pleasure of doing that with Michael Garvin, and Michael will send me something and say, hey, sing along with this. There's this girl singing from South Africa, you know, and someone else from whatever, but just sing with other people.
Yeah.
And they're not even in your country or your time zone.
Exactly.
And making it work, that's magic.
Yeah,
I love that. I mean, when you think about it, because of technology, the world itself and the musical world has gotten so much smaller and so much more accessible. So
yeah, so cool. That's so cool. And and then also I didn't want to forget, but Michael Garvin is here with us, and he's helping us today, hosting today, and just want to welcome Michael.
Thank you much.
All the way over there in the Netherlands, man. What time is it over there?
It is, put my glasses on. It is
what, 7:28?
It is 9:28.
9:28.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very good.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's your normal time.
They're
Really
all
late for you,
halfway around the world. Yeah.
He got his coffee though.
Yeah.
Stop it.
But yeah.
Well, for those of you who don't know Michael, I'm sure you've probably heard him. Darryl, I know that you've heard him, and Vaughn, I know you've heard him because he's had 20 hits with Cher, Sister Sledge, Jennifer Lopez, George Benson, George Strait, Mickey Gilley. The list goes on and on. This is a veteran guy, and Michael, we're just honored to have you along with us today. Thank you for
here. Thank you.
giving your time from the Netherlands.
But CTK, you left one name off that list.
And what was that, sir?
Darryl Evan Jones.
That's the next project, Darryl.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't let the cat out the bag.
Yeah.
And Gary's next. Look out! I know Gary puts a lot of stuff out, but we're gonna do one. We got one of Gary's we're working on too.
I'm all for it.
All right.
Wait for that to happen. Oh my goodness.
Vaughn, you might have to break out the trombone again.
Look, please. I can't imagine what I sound like on a trombone today. I can't imagine. But I'm not trying to call no mooses with it because they probably would.
They got mooses in Atlanta?
I would. If I pick up a horn, one might come out of the woods somewhere.
Oh goodness, yes. So
well, let me ask you this, Darryl.
Let me ask you. I never really had a chance to really ask you guys as musicians. It's interesting because I don't know what made me think of it today. You're presently at the instrument you currently play.
Yes.
How many instruments did you go through in order to come to that last one? What was your first instrument you played?
One. Okay, so here's what happened. I grew up in the South Bronx. Grew up going to church in Harlem, and then my family became the band at church. So it was my father played guitar, my oldest brother played guitar, the brother between us played drums. Eventually, my younger brother would play bass. So when my turn came up to pick an instrument, at first I wanted the coolest instrument, and that was drums. But my brother already played drums, so that wasn't happening. I then thought I wanted to play piano or organ, but we lived in the projects. My parents couldn't afford that. So that was out. And then I knew a guy from DC, he's 10 years older than me, who played the flute. And if anybody is not aware, back in the 70s, early 70s, though flute was pretty prominent in R&B music. It wasn't the coolest thing for a little boy to be doing. So, yeah. But I have no problem admitting I'm not normal. So I gravitated towards the flute. And once I said that, one day my father comes home with a flute, and that was on from there. And I found my voice in the flute.
Okay.
What about you, Michael? How many instruments did you go through before you decided on guitar?
Not many. I mean, I first time I touched a guitar, that was kind of that. Um, no, that would be. I didn't go through a lot. No, just.
Now you got a hit with a trumpet, playing trumpet with a song called "Salted Caramel," but we're trying to hide in sandbags. Okay, don't be trying to hide in sandbags. When did you start playing? Did you start playing guitar first? When did you move over to the trumpet?
I started trumpet in the 7th grade.
Wow.
And I loved it. I love them both.
Did your parents buy you both instruments, or?
They did. They did. They were very supportive. I miss my parents.
What about you, Vaughn? How'd you end up with a trombone?
It was really the only instrument that was left in the band room. You know, it was like, I saw it, I didn't know what, you know, the band teacher was like, well, this is the only one we got left. And I looked at it and I said, well, what is it? He said, it's a trombone. I said, wow, that's the kind of case you got it in. He said, it's the only case I have it in, son. Would you like to play it or learn how to play it? I said, oh, sure, I'll give it a shot. And went through practicing with it and learning how to play the notes and where the slide, where the notes are, where on the slide and everything. And I just practiced with it, and it got good. I was like, okay. So
It's a great instrument, trombone.
it didn't take long at all.
That's not the stuff I expected, though.
Yeah,
That-
it was real. It's like it was like gravity. You know what I'm saying? I just fell into it, and it was like a natural thing for me. And so, I stuck with it for like 7 years. And, and of course, I went as far as I could until I met this brother that in high school that was just tremendous at it, And so I was like, well, I've gone as far as I can go, because he started doing all sorts of, J.J. Johnson type stuff with him. I was like, oh, yeah. And Wayne Henderson and all that, I was like, well, I've gone as far as but the love of music has always been there with me. So, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, meeting guys who have pretty much become virtuosos on your instrument, and quality and have a high regard for the art form. So, this is why I'm here now. Just, I don't like the term fanboy, but I am what I am, and I've been in this vein for a long time, listening to guys like yourselves, and so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, promoting this art form, promoting the music, and making sure it gets out there and enjoying.
God bless you for doing it. God bless you.
Yeah, he's our authoritarian here on that kind of stuff. But I'm really curious. Two things with Gary: how he ended up with a guitar in his hand, and how he become such a great video producer, graphic producer. This guy is a renaissance man. He does a little bit of everything. Gary, how did you first get a guitar in your hand? What was that situation like?
Well,
he's laughing.
Yeah, it's pretty much simple. It's just because in high school when I was in band, I was actually a drummer. Me and my had some other guys, my best friends. We all had a little drum session back there, and just every day when we went to school, we were always into the music, back in them days, and we thought that we could probably come up with our own little band, as we were young men trying to get out of high school and stuff. So we ended up come up with a plan to figure out who was going to do what, and so I just happened to gravitate to the guitar for the very first time because, I at that time, I always wanted to learn how to play guitar, but I just didn't know anything about it. So that's how I came into learning to play guitar, and then through the years, I've always just kind of kept it on the side, and just, kind of where we're at right now. So really, I would say probably just that one instrument, like I said, I started with the drums, and then I always play keys a little bit, you know, just by ear and stuff, picking up things, and so that's kind of how I've always wrote my music, you know, through that. But yeah, that's how that all happened. But with that said, I want to get back to Darryl because I want to find out, Darryl, back in your, you know, coming up and stuff. How did you get to where you at today? Because how long you been in, you know, how long you been doing your music and all that kind of stuff? Kind of bring us to point on that.
It kind of, there are different pieces to that. So I started music when I was 8 years old. My father and my mother made sure we were all put in private lessons. Did that for a couple of years. Played in school, was classically trained. But it wasn't until about 30 years ago, I just had a question. I wondered, could I actually do this for other people? I mean, I was still playing in church and stuff, but I never played out as a front man or as a feature or anything like that. So I was just curious, you know, could I do that? Was I good enough, and could I learn the process and all this? And once I started, I just felt like I had something to prove, and I couldn't let it go. I'm just kind of stubborn like that, I guess. And as much as it beat me up and knocked me down and disappointed me, I even at one point referred to music as that beautiful woman that you're in love with and she doesn't know you exist. There've been times like that. Yeah. But I honestly believe, and I know in my heart that this is what I really believe God put me on the planet to do, was music. Now I've been blessed to do many fun and interesting things, but by trade, I'm a commercial aircraft mechanic, and I've worked on airplanes in different countries, and I even taught an airplane all over the world, which is how I got to Amsterdam, by the way. But with all that, I think those are the things that God has blessed and allowed me to do, but what He intended me to do is music. So I can't let it go.
So were you born in Memphis? Or
South Bronx.
Okay.
Born and raised. Matter of fact, some people might be too young to remember this name, but there was a basketball player back in the day named, his nickname was Tiny. His name was Nate Archibald. We grew up in projects, but he was older than me. But I grew up in the same projects as Tiny Archibald.
Wow. Okay.
I can rock with that.
Yeah, that's a pass right there. You talk about Tiny Archibald.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a flute question.
Uh-oh.
I'm curious about that. I should know this, but I don't. When you mic a flute, when you record your flute, how do you mic it?
Okay, that is a good question, because I had to do some research. I've seen it done two different ways. The way I didn't do, and I've seen done, is they place a mic down at the end of the flute, below the foot.
Right.
The mic in front of the mouth, because the majority of your sound is going to come from the lip plate. So,
interesting.
Since I'm not a pro, and didn't want anything crazy going on, I figured, let me do what I could control. So I set the mic here. But I have seen it done the other way, and I'm sure the super technical guys who know what they're doing know why they do that. I just didn't find it necessary. I figured it would be a bigger problem to mess with that than to just go with what I was comfortable with. But good question.
It's one of those. That's one of those instruments where the sound sort of emanates from the whole instrument. You know.
Yes. Because let's be honest. I've got keys all the way down the body of the flute. So obviously there is air escaping through those keys. But the tone itself, if you will, the center of the earth of the tone for the flute So it just made sense.
It's good to know.
So you got to find a sweet spot, sort of, to where everything resonates.
Whatever you do, apparently you cannot ignore doing is miking it here. Because if you don't mic it here, and let's say you mic it midways down the body at the foot, you're gonna get all this room in the mic of the flute tone. So I would rather have what I know is what I'm looking for than have to contend with all this other stuff.
Right.
Do you play other keyed flutes like a bass flute or is like an alto tenor? They're like that basically, or
I could. I've been thinking about for a little while getting an alto flute, and I probably will. The only thing I would have to do is hack my brain, and that when I finger an F, it's not going to be an F. I believe it's going to be a C. I think it's a perfect fifth. I think it is. But no, I don't play any. I mean, I own a really nice looking alto saxophone. I just don't have to learn it. And it's mostly an embouchure thing. The fingerings aren't that different. There are some subtle differences between the flute and the saxophone. The lion's share of my problem would be right here, and working as hard as I had to get the tone and the embouchure for the flute, I really don't want to risk it, and it's not that important to me. It really. Now, if I was looking, nothing against anybody, but if I was looking to either jump out there as a saxophonist or really do full-time doubling or in a band, then yeah, it would make sense. I don't have the time, and I'm really not that interested. The flute it apparently is my voice.
It's a fair instrument.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
fantastic.
CTK, your lighting looks fabulous. What are you doing with the lighting there?
The lighting?
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh, that's the sky. You talking about the sky behind me?
No, there's sort of a red glow around.
Yeah.
That's because I'm about to be 66 tomorrow. That's when you get old, you get a glow about yourself. I don't know.
Top of your head.
Wow.
I don't know.
Oh goodness.
Maybe it's this umbrella. Who knows?
I thought he was going to say it's his halo. That's what I thought.
I don't know if I have one of those. But
So, Darryl, who are your? I mean, as flautists, I mean, you know, I can only imagine your influence on that instrument goes, you know, to the stratosphere, from Hubert to Bobby Humphrey, you know, trying to think of
Dave Valentine.
Him too, Tim Weisberg, you know, those cats. My goodness,
Ruby Man.
Doggone it, Herbie Mann, you know.
There's another guy I'm trying to think of too, and I can't think of his name right now. I believe.
And Najee plays a little flute every once in a while, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm unfortunately about to disappoint you in a major way.
It's okay. No, you wouldn't disappoint me, because even if you said Jean-Pierre Rampal, I would take that too. You know?
It's going to be a bigger disappointment than you could imagine.
Okay, all right.
I knew who all these guys were, all of them,
Uh-huh.
and I think the last of which I found was Jean-Pierre Rampal. Excuse me. I didn't listen to any of them.
Oh, okay.
And it wasn't from a position of arrogance, not at all. Right. It was from a position of, remember, I was 8 years old when I started playing. And I was this dorky, nerdy little kid who was so small that when I was first put in private lessons at a prestigious Lower Manhattan school, mind you, don't know how my parents found money to do that, and we're living in the projects. But anyway, and the man told my father, he'll never learn to play this, he's too small.
Wow. Okay?
So
Gosh,
I was always intimidated. And because I was intimidated, when I heard them, I immediately knew, man, you'll never be as good as them. So why I was so intimidated by them, I wouldn't listen to them.
Mm.
So because of that, growing up, I had, other than classical, I had no idea what a flute player was supposed to sound like. None. So it forced me, mind you, all those years, I never thought about doing it professionally, but it forced me to find and create my own voice. Okay. So I even remember one time my father bought me a Hubert Law's book. They had transcribed solo, and I think it might have had a play-along track on a cassette. It might have. I tried that one time, and again, dude, you'll never do this. Put it aside, never picked it up again. I was so intimidated. I mean, the stuff I could have picked up from them would have been invaluable, but the intimidation factor was just too great for me, and I ran from it. Sorry.
No, look, stuff is anything can happen between where you were then and where you are now.
Yeah.
But the important thing is you're playing with your own voice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is huge. And you learn that early on, in the way you phrase, the phrasing, and the way you handle your instrument and the style in which you play it,
Yeah.
That's to be commended, man, because that's
Thanks.
a rarity that a musician would take a look, find his own voice without hearing the influences that have been around him. I find that to be incredible.
Yeah, I was like I said, I was intimidated, and musically I was intimidated, and then being so small, I was picked on. I was physically intimidated, and there was a time where I would pick up my flute sparingly, wouldn't practice it. In fact, I remember in my latter teenage years into my early 20s, especially, it was so bad that I would pick up my flute once in a while, but my attention went to football.
Yeah.
And mostly, I'm not proud of this, I'm sorry, mostly because I wasn't big, I wasn't that fast, but it was a legal opportunity to lay folks out. That's what football, it was my therapy.
I was gonna say, what were you really working out?
My goodness, man.
What was inside you?
It was so much rage from being on. I'm not proud. I'm really not. So it didn't matter whether I had full pads on or it was a pickup game. In fact, I still remember, I don't remember his name. I see his face. This was in high school. This was actually touch football in the schoolyard. And when your team scores at the beginning of the game, you got to throw the ball off, because we're not kicking. We throw the ball off, right? So we threw the ball off, and I'm running down, and I'm going to be the wedge breaker. Guys, it's touch football, but I'm the wedge breaker. So I'm running on down, and there's this one dude, and I didn't want anything to do with him, but he took this stance, and I know he's going to hit me. So I figured, well, if he's going to hit me, you're not going to punk me. So I developed this technique, and I employed that technique in that moment. And I still remember to this day, I think I was 16 years old. I hit this guy, and the last thing I remember seeing on him was he went airborne, and I can see his eyes roll back. I knocked him out cold. This is touch football. That scared me. I mean, the dude was out, off his feet, because he was airborne. But so all that rage and that being victimized, they had to go somewhere, unfortunately. And so on the football field and places is where it went. I'm not proud of it. I'm really, really not. I wish I had found a better way to funnel all that and focus really on my music, because I could be light years ahead of where I am now.
We've all had our dark moments, Darryl. So you're in a cool place when you're talking about that. We all go through something dark. Did you have siblings?
Oh yeah. And
Did it pick on you? Were you like the youngest one? Or?
They picked on me too, especially my older two brothers. I love my family. No hard feelings. My oldest brother, like I say, was a guitar player. The one above me is a drummer. The youngest one was bassist. He and we shared a room growing up, so we were, of course, we were the closest. You know, I was closest with him than anybody else. We were like attached at the hip. But there was, my older brothers. They did pick on me. Like I said, I was not just small. I was small and nerdy. It wasn't a good scene for me. It just wasn't. And then I exacerbated the problem by picking probably the nerdiest instrument I could pick. And, you know, it kind of was what it was, but.
You know what? I got to admit, that was a huge, you did a huge strike for the nerds and nerds in America, trust me.
And the Norbits.
That was excellent. I appreciate you, bro. I truly appreciate you.
I can see why, man. All that, man. You had them brothers and stuff picking on you all the time, being the youngest. I get it, man.
I was a nerd from. I'm still a nerd today.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this: I grew up in Compton, California.
Wow.
In the 1960s, the 70s. I mean, I lived there until the 1980s. And my life was miserable.
Yeah.
My childhood. And I understand.
Yeah.
So I completely I understand that when you get an opportunity to, and people don't know it's coming, yes, you know.
And some people knew it was coming, but.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's the thing too, when I started high school, now only people from the New York area can really immediately appreciate this. By the time I was in high school, we had moved from the South Bronx to the Northeast Bronx. I did not go to high school anywhere near where I was living. I went to high school an hour and 15 minutes one way, public transportation from where we were living. It was by choice. I went to a Votech high school. I went to Aviation High School. I was so small when I started high school. I was 4'11". Another chapter in nerdiness. My first day of high school, my mother takes me. Whose mother takes them to high school? My mother escorts me to high school. She sees these kids from all over the city, mind you. And she's like, oh no, my baby ain't going here. She's going to pull me out of this school. This is a school you had to test for to get into. Right? So I had to beg her, Mom, please don't take me out of this school. Please don't do this. But for the next 4 years, I'm traveling these routes literally by myself until my senior year when my youngest brother then came to the same high school. You know, by then I'm 5'9", but my first years of high school, I was 4'11", and I was used to getting picked on. So you would think I'd be smart enough to keep my mouth shut. No, the seniors, you know, they want to talk smack, and I give it right back to them, and I was off running. You know, they were always hunting for me, but that was my life as a kid. You know, and where I did find some refuge. Now that I think about it, excuse me, where I did find some refuge with my flute was, I remember there was a time when I really did not know how to practice. That may sound odd. I didn't understand technique, though I'd learned some theory and stuff, but I didn't understand technique. I didn't know how to practice arpeggios, and I didn't know any of that. So what I would do was I would sit in my room and literally channel surf up and down the FM dial. And I'm a fan of all kinds of music, literally all kinds. So if there was a station that was playing Funkadelic, if I could find something on there I would play with them. If there's a station that was playing Kenny Rogers, I would play with that. It didn't matter. That's something I would do, and it further it further enhanced my love for music itself. I like to say music without labels. Because to me, if it's music and it's good, man, I'm going with it. I don't care who doesn't like it.
Yes.
I like it. I don't have to justify it to anybody.
Right, exactly.
Love that.
It makes you feel good. You play. It makes motivate you to play.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And music, Absolutely. Okay, so I want to go ahead and start letting our viewers and listeners check out some of the wonderful music from this brand new CD. And yes, man, such a great project, man.
Thank you.
And I guess for start, like I said, we've been playing on the run on this on the show, quite a bit since that been released, that as a single. But now that we have your complete collection here, tell me a little bit about the title track of the CD, Resilient.
Well, Resilient, excuse me, like I said, is close cousin in thought to Relentless, but Resilient, and ironically, both title tracks were produced by the same guy.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Who's the producer?
We call him Taz. His name is Cortez Fields. Talented musician and producer. All my producers are. Taz is different because, and this is my ignorance as a flutist. Taz is a drummer. For a drummer to be able to hear the things musically that he can hear is just odd to me. But that coupled with the fact that he is a Memphis guy, you got that Southern soul, funk. It's different. Mm-hmm. So when I knew I was going to trust Taz with that song, I thought I knew what was going to happen. Oh my God, I wasn't prepared. But I'm very, very pleased. And quick note, this is one of the shout outs to his talent. There are two different bass players playing on Resilient. Because one, I won't see why, but there are two different bass players. So I wasn't feeling something here or there or whatever. He went and got another bass player. And through his talent and ability, Taz was able to put them together, and you cannot tell who's who, where's where. It sounds like one bass player, but the song is so funky to me.
It is.
I'm very, very happy.
I think it was funky. I've heard it. I think it's very funky.
It is very nice. It is. Okay. Well, we're gonna go into it, and then I'm gonna jump onto another one too. I'm not gonna say which one I'm gonna play next, but when we do come back, we'll talk about it. But,
all right.
But everybody, get ready. We're gonna get into the music part of the program. So let's do that, and then we'll be right back. If you just tuned in, we are talking to Darryl Evan Jones, and he has a brand new project out, Resilient, and it is nice. It is nice, and you're about to hear the title track right now. So keep it locked. We'll be right back here on the Indie Live Spot.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear?
Me either.
Oh.
Oh, now right.
Now I can hear.
Yeah. No, what I
Sorry,
was.
catch what you said.
Yeah, I was just saying that we was just talking about No More. You was talking to Darryl about it, and I was just saying, why don't you go ahead and finish your thought, what you were saying to Darryl.
Yeah, Darryl. I was noticing, which is I like all your tracks that I've heard. By the way, they're all fantastic, and I love your technique. But when you were talking about the song No More, it seemed like you put a lot of demons to rest with that. When you say no more this, no more that, no more being a nerd, no more being pushed around. No, I'm tired of it. No more. That's what I got out of it, because you went in on it hard to express that point.
You got a lot of it. You got a lot of it. Now, the one thing I didn't put to rest, because I wasn't interested, was the nerd thing. I embrace my nerddom. If that's
you should, because my wife is a big nerd, and she embraces her nerddom, and I embrace it all the time. She says I'm not a nerd, but she's a nerd.
I have no problem. Somebody wants to think I'm a nerd, and I am, and that's fine. I really don't care. I'm not. I don't mean this to sound brash. I and my music am not for everybody, and that's fine. You know, if you don't like my music and you think I'm a nerd and you think that's a bad thing, then you know what? God bless you. I'm not even mad at you.
Oh, I love nerds. Nerds are cool, man. Nerds make the world go round. I'm telling you.
Really cool, but I don't know. But
I appreciate that. I wear my nerdism very strongly.
As we should. Yes.
Now my wife is a computer scientist. She's a nerd. Most women, you give them diamonds and flowers. She wants gadgets, and she has a nerd friend that she talks to. So whenever there's a computer problem, something like that, and they get together, it's a little nerd convention. I love nerds.
No, so the things I did put to rest, or confront, address, was general negativity, defeatism, woe is me-ism. There's a lot of isms in there. Excuses, because anybody can find an excuse for anything. In fact, one of the lessons we were taught growing up by our parents was, excuse me, there are reasons things happen.
Right.
There are reasons. What was not allowed in our house was excuses. My parents did not tolerate excuses. So now, as a 50-something-year-old man, excuses just don't work in my brain. I just can't abide excuses. You want something bad enough, stop telling me why somebody else is stopping you from getting it. No.
Yeah.
No, at the end of the day, this is not an original thought. I think I read this, if it's not a direct quote, and it probably isn't, the concept of this came from a book my father made us read when we were kids. Think and Grow Rich.
Yes, I love that book. Yes.
Great book. One of the greatest books I've ever read. And this concept, again, if it's not directly out of the book, at least this is what he was driving at, one of his points. Growing up in the Bronx, every single boy probably said at one point or another, when I grow up, I want to play for the Yankees. He said it. His point was, no, you did not want to. You would like to have played for the Yankees, because if you wanted to play for the Yankees, you would be doing the things that would get you closer to having the opportunity to play for the Yankees. So if today you didn't play for the Yankees, guess what? You didn't really want to. It was a conversation. So No More puts all that aside. Let's forge. Am I going to get beat up on the way? Yes. But now that I know that, let's just brace for impact and keep moving.
That's right. Go through that gauntlet, brother. That's right.
Either that or
said, man. That's awesome.
That's how life is.
Down to it, it is what it is, man. You know, you get to the point where you refuse to accept somebody else telling you can't do it. You know, you get to the point where you get tired of being called a loser or somebody who's, you know, what is that? My mom used to call me a jack of all trades and a master of none. You know, and you get to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm going to change the dynamic because I'm not going to let somebody else define me.
Thank you.
Yeah, being disrespected will bring that out in you.
Yeah, you get tired of that. You get tired of it, you know. And this is what I was going to say about being a nerd. Being a nerd has put me in places I thought I would never have been. That's all I got to say about that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It really got me in places I thought I would never be in.
Yeah.
And so I embraced it wholeheartedly, you know, because it has given me an opportunity to play, you know, to do things I would never think I would ever be involved in. And it continues to, you know. So I'm much appreciative of it. I remember I used to get bullied all the time about it. They called me names like Proper or the Professor or all kinds of stuff, you know. And it just, and you know, as a teenager, and you know, from like the age of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, you know, you think they have the worst life in the world, you know, because nobody was getting treated like you were getting treated. And
Right.
so I struggled with that a long time, but you know what? I've done okay.
Yeah.
Done okay.
Yeah.
And so, but I was going to ask you the question. Now, you currently live in Memphis?
No, I'm north of Memphis, but a suburb. Yeah.
You ever run into Kurt Whalen?
Never. I've never actually never run into the guy. Phenomenal, of course. Phenomenal musician. Can't take anything away from him, and nothing against him. I've just never run into him.
Okay.
Most of my bigger musical performances have actually not been in Memphis. I can't think of the big concert hall in Memphis. There are a couple major facilities. There's the Cannon Center and there's the Orpheum. I've never been on the Orpheum stage. I've been on the Cannon because I opened for Boney James and Kim here, and then I opened for Boney James again later in Memphis. But most of the big time stuff I've done has been out of Memphis. I do very little live productions in Memphis.
Okay.
Very few, sorry.
Because Memphis has got that rep. I mean, you know, it's a lot of, you know, that Southern soul is born in there, and you know, Stax Records has always been that viable source of what that sound is like, but I think it's an interesting place for you to be at, especially as a flautist, you know.
It's an interesting place. It's also extremely tough with the instrument and the genre. Because I remember when we left the Northeast, people were like, they were all excited, like, oh man, you know, Memphis is a jazz town. And no disrespect to Memphis, but no, it's not. Nobody knows of Memphis as a jazz town. Is there jazz in Memphis? Yes, but it's not a jazz town. It is a blues town. That's what Memphis is.
Yeah.
And Southern soul. That's what it is. Ironically, you actually get, there's actually more jazz activity in, of all places, Nashville, the center of the country music world.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes. I'm like, how? But it is.
Nashville for 30 years.
I agree. You say how? How is that happening?
Yeah, but it is. But now there are people in Memphis, my God, they will beat down the door for some jazz. But what's made it hard is at one time, well, there was way back in the day, apparently, there was a smooth jazz station in Memphis. It died a horrible death.
Oh, wow.
And then the only jazz people could get on the radio was the college station, which was the station in Memphis to play any of my music, mind you. But now COVID, because I don't know what part of it happened. I know, thank God, that the program director did not die. But after COVID, you know, when nobody was on campus, next thing you know, there's no signal coming out of the school at all. And then when the signal came back, it wasn't them. It's a whole another format.
Wow.
It's so even when they do like Boney James, for example, one of the biggest names in smooth jazz. When Boney James goes to Memphis, they have to advertise on the R&B stations.
Right.
Because there's nowhere else to advertise.
But no, yeah, I can
And
believe
even
that.
Boney James, as big as he is, like I said, I opened for him twice at the same facility. Even to my recollection, even Boney James couldn't sell it out. So
Wow.
Memphis. See, I played with Ike Turner in Memphis a lot. He lived in that pocket, and even played with the Memphis Horns.
Yeah.
The musicians that come out of there are strong, hardcore, dripping blues, man. As hard as it gets.
Yes.
That's right there. So that's the monster that would eat up anything else that would try to even come up and raise up there. That monster, because you're not beating that monster down. No time, nowhere.
You've got the big three, if you will, in Memphis are blues, rap, and country.
Right.
Those are the big three. And like I said, while there is an audience for other things, let's not forget Memphis has a symphony.
Yeah.
Anna Center is the home of the Memphis Symphony. So there are different appetites there, but you just have to recognize what your market share potential might be.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right.
that makes sense.
Nashville is a great jazz station.
Oh my gosh.
WSK is great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing I wanted to ask you, Darryl. I just getting ready to for the show this weekend. I happened to look online and I ran across something you were doing, like a video skit, and it was like you was doing different parts. I was like, "What is this? What is this?" And then I looked again, and then I was like, "Okay, I see what he's got going on here."
Okay, so for anybody who doesn't know what Gary's talking about,
What is this?
this is the craziest thing I've ever done on social media. So, if you look at my Facebook music page, Darryl Evan Jones Music, you will notice a very small following. That's because I got hacked back in October and had to start all over again. So I had over 5,000 followers and got hacked and about to throw my hands up, so I started again. So one of the ideas I had for content was this series, which became Studio Escapades, and they have episode numbers. Some of them are covers, some of them are originals. And there are three character parts. One of them is Darryl, who is myself and at the mic behind me. Excuse me. The other is Evan, who sits here at the control station. And the third is Jones, who just stands on the side and never says a whole lot. So I decided to, in order to engage with people, I want to let them hear my sound, but I also want to capture their interest with a little lightheartedness. Laughter is magical.
It's everything.
So why? And being a nerd, I've got such access to laughter. So the dynamic with Darryl and Evan is Darryl will usually ask for something from Evan musically. Never does he get what he asks for. And Evan is always aloof. He just does not understand what Darryl's problem is. And then dynamic between them, people have found just flat out hilarious. And I just love putting it together.
Well, you did a nice job, man. It was good production. Because I was like, wow, look at that. He got and when you shook the camera over to the next one, and you did a good job, man. Like I said.
Thank you. Just about every Wednesday, there's a new episode. Just about every Wednesday.
Very cool.
Darryl, one of our people in the chat room has a question for you from Colleen Keithley. She wanted to know, can you change the tip on the flute as you can on the saxophone?
Before I answer a question, thank you, Colleen. You know what I mean. Thank you. Just thank you. So yes, it's on the flute. Of course, it's called the head joint. I'm sure Colleen knows that.
It's called what again?
The head joint. So the flute in 3 sections. I think I left her down. Yeah, I played a gig yesterday, so it's still packed up. The flute is in 3 sections: head joint, the body, and then the foot joint. Okay. So what you will see sometimes is, I don't know if I've seen Najee do it, but I've seen different flutists do this. They will buy the body and the foot and buy a totally different head joint. Mm-hmm. And you really see the body and the foot will be either silver or gold, and the head is black.
Huh. Yeah, no, I see.
It's a certain tone they're going for, and that tone will come from the way it resonates. So yes, you certainly can do that. I haven't gotten that deep into it yet, to experiment with that. But when the time comes, I'm thinking about it. I tend to like a darker, richer tone. The classical, more classical flutes, I shouldn't say that, but the more classical ears, they want a lighter, brighter tone. I don't think that light, bright tone fits my style of play or my style of music. So I go for a darker, richer tone. So when it comes time to eventually replace what I have now, I'm deliberately not saying the brand out loud, just in case, wink, wink. We'll experiment with all that. But good question. Thank you.
There you go, Colleen. I think you got your answer for that one. Very interesting.
Yeah.
The head joint. I like that.
Yeah, head joint. Excuse me.
Very cool. Well, let's do another music break. I want to play a couple more.
Okay, yeah. Let's get a couple in.
Yeah. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go with Road Trip.
Yeah. And well, so Gary, what have you played so far?
So far, we played Resilient, No More. Yeah, those 2 right there. That was on the first.
So can I pick another one?
Absolutely, please.
Road Trip, absolutely, because Road Trip, we're going for ads on Road Trip officially next week. Okay. So that's the next radio single. So please, absolutely. If you doesn't mind, how about Stick With It?
Cool.
And you'll understand why when you hear it.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, everybody. So we're gonna do that. Take this little quick music break. Check out the wonderful tracks here, and then we'll be right back with our guest, Darryl Evan Jones.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Great stuff, Darryl. Great stuff, man.
Thank you, sir.
This is the part where we stay quiet when we think we're going off.
Right.
real reason why I asked that. Because I have a window in my studio. When I'm playing my horn, the birds go off. They start drifting. They start communicating back.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what? They would, because a certain bird here. It's like a mockingbird. They'll do that.
Yeah.
I never know, because I don't want people here when I'm practicing, because it drives people crazy. Well, it drives me crazy. If I'm playing, I probably would, but if I'm practicing technique stuff, oh dear God, no. Nobody want to hear that.
I mean, I got that in my studio. I have that room in my studio. As you know, Michael, you know how it's situated in that one double slide window right there.
Right. Yeah.
I'll just be practicing, and the birds will go off and start riffing back and forth.
That is so cool.
It is extremely cool. But I just wondered if you'd experienced anything like that, be playing the flute, because that's kind of like in their pitch, you know?
Yeah.
That's in their pitch, all right.
I think I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna set up a camera. I'm gonna try that one day.
What about some mice? No, I'm just kidding. You remember the pipe?
See, y'all
remember that? Y'all remember that story?
You guys are wrong. Y'all was laughing at me when I brought that a bit first.
I was just wondering. I was wondering how long it's gonna take before somebody asked that question.
I know.
Really.
It's all right.
So CTK got it brought all that up. Oh.
I just paid a company $15,000 to suck out all the attic insulation and close it up because mice had gotten up there.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Should have piped them out of there, brother.
Got them in there.
Had them marching right out. With that triple tongue and
So Michael, what's in store for the rest of the year? I know you're going to be like focusing on your brand new project here, getting doing your promotion,
diving in.
And all that kind of good stuff. So tell us about that. I mean, what do you?
Well, he's gonna meet me here when we get back from the States.
Oh, we're gonna go bananas.
Yeah.
There's 3 songs that are already in production for. And I wake up at 4:00, and that's when we start communicating and sending stuff back and forth, and it's just a lot of fun. So it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Netherlands next month, and I'm very excited about that. And we'll be. You asked Michael, but I'm telling you, right? I'm excited, but I'll let Michael.
I am
keep telling you.
really excited.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So Darryl, what about you, man? So what's the rest of the year here in store? Because it's gonna go fast. But you got the project. You got the project out now, and so I know you.
Michael, we got to get Darryl on there, Michael.
I'm all for it.
Me too.
Oh, you know what I was going to mention, guys? Darryl will be interested in this too. There's a program. I got to find out what it's called, but there's a program out that like what DAW do you work in, Darryl?
I'm using Flautist Studio 5.
Oh, no, okay. There it is.
You use this.
That's Yep.
There's a program that works with that and works with Logic and works with Pro Tools. I think all the main formats, but you can literally, it works the way Google Drive works, in that how you can share a document and change something on the document, and the person will see the changes happen on their computer.
As they have, yeah.
You can do that with audio and with the console. Like you move the bass up, and the bass comes up on their system, their studio. I think that.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Just say the word. Just.
Yeah.
That's what Michael uses, Darryl. He's got this little laptop like that, and he is so dangerous with that little thing.
Wow.
He is dangerous on that thing, Darryl. He'll send you real quick. He'll say real quick, send me this part. Oh no, we're gonna change the key and put it this way. And he's dangerous on that thing, man. It looks like he's talking to somebody. He's like, boom.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'd love to have you on our records.
I'd be honored, honestly. I would be honest.
It's coming, my brother. It's coming, man.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna make it happen.
Thank you. I do have to. I got to say something here real quick. The amount of love and camaraderie and brotherhood that I've been experiencing just leading up to the launch of this album has been unmatched any time before. This is my fourth studio album, and I'm telling you, folks, I have never met. Everything's being, marketed, social media, and all that. The support and the love has been tremendous, and I'm so encouraged by it. And I know I'm humbled. I know it's the hand of God, and I'm thankful.
Amen. Yes.
I'm so thankful.
Yes, sir.
People are commenting in the room. They say all the music we're hearing is fire. They love it. Thank you, Colleen, for coming and checking in. We love you. Letty's channel is in there. JC Smith is in there.
Oh, great.
Professor Gia Hyatt. Keith is in there. What you cooking today, Keith? Because he loves to cook on the side. You're cooking them good meals. And our regulars, we just thank you very much for chiming in. And Colleen says thank you very much, Darryl, for answering her question about changing the mouthpiece.
Yes, absolutely. My pleasure.
Vaughn, get on that bone, man. Next year you can be with us.
Yeah. Hey, man, look. What I will do is like this. I'm gonna let Darryl know. I'm a radio programmer, and I'm also I wear a couple of hats. I'm the program director and the music director. Have you ever thought about doing your own podcast? Because your voice, man.
I was going to say something about his voice.
Your voice is on point.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
I was thinking about for voiceovers. That's what I was thinking.
God.
You got it.
Doing commercials and stuff. You would make me bloody fortune.
I mean, if you could just, if you ever thought about doing your own syndicated show for a couple of hours, your voice, I mean, whether, you could be like, because I'm thinking on the lines of like Bob Baldwin has one, Marcus Johnson has one. And so I'm like, his voice would work. Oh my gosh.
Tony Exum has
like,
one.
they have like a podcast, like a couple of hours on network radio, whether it be internet or brick and mortar radio stations. You have a voice,
You
man.
really do.
I agree.
I agree too.
Well, first, thank you. I'm not usually lost for words, but I am now because of certain things that have happened and have come together. Excuse me. First of all, Vaughn, for you to say that with your voice is really a compliment. I'm hearing your voice and I'm like, now that's a radio voice. But thank you all for that. I have thought about it because people have said to me, now, I don't like the sound of my own voice. I don't. But other people have said that to me. So I'm like, okay, all these people, they can't be wrong. It's one thing if you get from two people, maybe they're punking me. Well, everybody can't be punking me, right?
Right.
I thought about it, and I actually did sign up for some kind of a free seminar to get some points on, doing a podcast. I am interested in doing voiceovers. I actually love doing tags and drop lines for taglines and drops for radio stations and all that. Yeah. So, but I actually sent friend requests to all you guys, but please do me a favor. Gary, you do have my actual phone number, right?
I do. Yes.
And you send it to them, please.
I will.
All my contact. All right.
I will.
Look, I'm looking at some copy right now. I can send you.
I'll do it. I honestly, I would be honored. I'd be honored to do it. It'd be a lot of fun. I've always been wired this way, where I love engaging with people. Whatever that takes, whatever that looks like. People are interesting. They just are. So whatever it takes to engage with people, and I believe, and this is why I believe music is my calling. This is my assignment from God, because whatever talent is that God supplies you with, I don't just believe, I know. He intended for you to use it to lift someone else up.
Yes.
Ultimately glorifying him, yes, of course. So everything I do is with the intent to be, I call myself the ambassador of instrumental soul, of course, but I'm an ambassador of Jesus Christ. So my intent is to reach out in any way I can and lift somebody else up, because in the words of Denzel Washington, I'm sorry, Denzel, that's his real name, but in the words of Denzel Washington, the most selfish thing you can do is serve somebody else. And it's a great thing, it's a noble thing, but it's selfish only because the way you feel afterward is so rewarding. So whether it's my music, you guys want me to use my voice, yeah, I'll use this thing. Whatever it is, I'm up for it. If it's positive, it's good, I'm all about it.
Yeah, man, you got that tone in your voice. I can hear you, man, doing commercials. In your final days, if you're leaving this place, don't leave it. Plan ahead, and don't leave them bills behind and credit cards for people in your family to pay this debt while you're gone.
What? I didn't have to go so morbid, though.
Because when you do go morbid, that voice has to be soothing and calming and in control.
My bad. My bad.
And that's what your voice sounds like. It's in control. If you're gonna bury that person, bury them. They don't care because they're gone. You know? You're assuring them and comforting them at the same time with that monotone. The tone wraps around them, so it's a good thing.
Okay.
That means you can do anything with that.
And I could soothe them with the flute, and then
There you
make.
go. Yeah, I can hear the flute in the background while you're talking. The last days that we had, you know, I can see it. And the flute ends with you talking. It's a beautiful setup.
Thank you.
But it's been fun having you, man. I really enjoyed teaching today and enjoying your great music, man. It's been such a pleasure.
I appreciate it. I didn't know what to expect. I honestly did not. And Gary didn't warn me or prepare me. I had no idea. So when you first came on, I'm thinking, okay, people are starting to come on. I didn't know you guys were part of the show at first. So, but man, this has been one of the most fun interviews I've ever done.
Awesome.
So not
awesome.
And it's not, I'm not just saying it because I trust me, my wife will know the truth. When this is over, I'll tell her, because I've done interviews and it's been like, what did they think they were doing?
We like the back porch approach thing, you know, sitting on the porch talking. It's music and talk, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? None of that matters if you don't have the right personalities plugged in. And that's what this is. You guys are just laid back, wonderful, regular guys. Crazy talented, yeah, but just regular guys. And I can vibe with that all day long. I can't get with people who have pretense or think they're better than some. I can't stomach that.
Right.
So thank you guys for being just so real, so raw, and so ready with me. I appreciate you.
Thank
honestly.
you, Daryl. We really do appreciate that.
We appreciate that, Daryl. And we couldn't do it without great sponsors, of course.
Oh.
We have great sponsors. Don't forget Good Boy Hair Products by Gary Houston. Made from the best raccoon possum fat products.
I knew he was going
don't
there.
forget your raccoon protein milk. You can also get that.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I haven't heard him. I have not heard him in a while talking about good.
I know.
I got a new one, man. Raccoon nuggets.
I'm scared.
No, but it's just fun, and we all love each other, and it's just real talk with each other, and we just love talking with real people, Daryl. And Gary, thank you for keeping it going, because he's doing a lot behind the scenes you can't see him doing, but he's doing a lot of stuff to make this come together. And Vaughn is our resident. I've said it before. He's our Mr. Spock when it comes to you laughing, but no, he will tell you. You know, well, back here it was this, that, or was that, and this. You know, he'll let you know. He's the authoritarian. on that, And it's just great to have Michael Garvin sitting in. That's my brother in crime right there. I'm telling you, he's doing some crazy stuff this year, really. But I just appreciate all you guys. Just like you say, Vaughn, the pleasure of working with you guys is just something I look forward to every Saturday.
I do too.
And Darryl, I do hope you do come again. It's just great having you with us.
Yeah.
And thank you, Gary, for the great production you put on.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Before we go, I just need to ask Darryl this question, and I've kind of gotten used to doing it over the last couple of shows, and I kind of want to keep up with it. Now, you said you listen to all types of music. Is that true?
Yes. I actually know a guy who's a tenor opera singer.
Oh.
Okay.
And before him, I wouldn't listen to it. I heard him, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, well, yeah, opera's a whole different thing, man. It
is.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Remember we had that opera singer, Vaughn? Remember we had that opera singer that worked with the rapper? Remember that, Gary?
Yes. Yeah, talking about Capri.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Darryl, who are you listening to today? I mean, who are you connected with as far as like what's being played and like, are you got like anybody that you can like mention to us who's in your MP3 player or your
My iTunes would confuse the mess out of people because my iTunes will play George Clinton right now.
Okay.
The next song is DMX. The next song is Kenny Rogers. The next song is Shaka Khan.
Okay.
The next song is what's her name? Levitating. What's her name? I'm levitating. Dua Lipa. Yes. The next song Justin Bieber. If it speaks to me, like I said, I'll enjoy it without apology. I don't feel like I need to explain myself to anybody. Music is music.
Yes.
That's
it. That is it.
Yeah, because I'm the same way. I could be listening to John Coltrane and then some Kenny Rankin. Some what's his name? Oh my gosh, Louis Jordan. It ranges back and forth, and I'm the same way because music, it's whatever you feel.
That's right.
Yep.
It's also thought-provoking.
People from Miles Davis to Roy Clark.
There you go, Roy Clark. Those are Roy Clark
That's
in
all
there.
good.
If anybody thinks it's odd that a boy from the South Bronx, the projects in the South Bronx, even knows who they are or listens to the Oak Ridge Boys and Toby Keith, yes, I do.
I applaud you. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
It's how it should be.
Around you.
That's what music is meant to do. Music is a very, very close sibling of love. And none of us, when you fell in love with your significant other, you couldn't necessarily explain why. You were drawn. And you didn't have to justify that to anybody. The two of you understood it. That's it. That's how I view it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Music is life. It really
My wife is
life is music.
Because he said, I didn't know you liked Kendrick Lamar. I was like, oh, really? So it is what it is.
Yeah, no doubt.
All
All right. Well, all right. Well, it's about that time. It's about that time to shut things down. But I want to say, first of all, Darryl, it's been such a pleasure having you on today. We really, really, really enjoyed you, and like I said, you're always welcome to come back. And before we do go, could you tell everybody how they can where to go for your new release, and just how they can kind of follow you and keep up with all the great things that you're going to be doing?
Okay, thank you all again. Thanks for having me. All praise to Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Make sure, look for me. You can buy my music on any social media site, but I really, really, really prefer if you go to dejmusic.com, because that way they don't take all my money. DEJmusic.com for all your downloads. It's the only place you can buy the physical CD if you want one. Okay. And then on social media, my primary, please follow me at Darryl Evan Jones Music on Facebook. Darryl, 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 the only proper way to spell it. Evan, Evan, no S. Evan, not Evans. It's not a last name, it's a middle name. So Darryl Evan Jones. And if you can't spell Jones, I'll still help you, Jones. So please follow me, Darryl Evan Jones Music. Thank you so much. Love you. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, and let's see. I'll go ahead and let Michael. Michael, you got anything you want to announce before we leave?
I just wanted to thank you guys for letting me sit in. I've really enjoyed this, and it's been. I love his music. It's great.
Yes.
Already answered your friend request too, Darryl.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
CTK.
You guys, I always have a good time. Darryl, you're a fantastic person, man, and you're a real brother, and you're a down-to-earth brother, man. Please keep intriguing us and surprising us and giving us that energy, man. Gary, again, I can't thank you enough, man. I appreciate what you do. And Vaughn, you're my boys. You're my boy. And Michael, my partner in crime, you're my boy. But you guys take care, and we hope to see you again. And I'm going to answer your friend request as soon as I get out of here, too.
All right. Vaughn, take us out, brother.
Oh, my gosh. It's been a great show, y'all. Always on Saturdays. This is how I get my energy back for going into the next week. Michael Garvin, been a pleasure again, sir. Glad you joined us today. Looking forward to many more hookups on the GHP Live. Darryl, I can't say enough, man. It's a pleasure meeting you, man. Keep doing what you're doing, providing that source of energy that we all need called music, and just be you, bro. Just do what you do because you have captured your own lane.
Okay. Now, when you guys hang up, don't run off because I got to give Darryl and I got to give Michael a special email to contact to send some music to. Okay? So don't run off when we say goodbye.
Okay.
All right.
And so, as I normally do, and Gary always gives me the platform to do this, and I say this, this little quote at the end of the show is like, it's like for those of us who are, baby boomers and during the growing up during the 70s and stuff like that, I leave it like this. In the words of Mr. Lamont Sanford, Odabo Jack.
All right, everybody. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week.
You too.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.